Problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Virginia. Terms and conditions apply.
The Virginia Lottery app is like having sunshine right in your pocket. It's colorful, fun, and the best part is you can instantly play lottery games anywhere in Virginia. Scan scratchers, earn lottery rewards, check out new releases, make secure deposits, and more. Download the Virginia Lottery app today and let the fun shine on.
I got a pocket full of sunshine. I got a love and I know that it's all mine. Oh.
Welcome to this week's Harness Racing Alumni Show. I'm Freddie Hudson, and I'm here today with Trade Martin, Bob Marks, and Andy Cohen. The Harness Racing Alumni Show is the #1 harness racing podcast in North America. We have sponsorships and advertising spots available. For more information, email rrtrotten@outlook.com or visit ustrots.com. The statements and opinions of our guests are their personal opinions and beliefs, and it does not necessarily represent the opinions of the Harness Racing Alumni Show or of its host.
The Harness Racing Alumni Show with your hosts, Freddie Hudson and Trade Martin.
Joining us today from the Virginia Equine Alliance that represents all horse racing in the state of Virginia, including both Colonial and Shenandoah Downs, is Darrell Wood. Darrell, welcome back to the Harness Racing Alumni Show.
Good morning, Fred. I always enjoy spending a few minutes with you guys every year.
Darrell, the Shenandoah meet is currently in progress. What events do you have planned, and what's going on?
Well, we're in the middle of our fall season here. We've got 2 weekends to go, this coming Saturday and Sunday, October 19th and 20th. And then we close out the next weekend with our big Virginia Breeders Championship Day, where we're going to have about $700,000 in purse money distributed. And those are for the finals in the 2- and 3-year-old categories, pacers and trotters of both sexes. So we're going to end with a bang. The weather, after a really rainy couple-week period, has been gorgeous for about 3 weeks now. So we're quite thrilled with that, and the racing's been good. We've been filled with 14 races each race day. The horsemen have supported us in a great way again. So, again, looking forward to the final 2 weeks.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit more about the Virginia breeding program.
Well, it's taken off here. It was thin for a while, as you guys probably remember. Colonial Downs closed down in 2014 after about an 18-year run. So the horsemen, kudos to them, were able to pick up and race in 2015 at an estate south of Charlottesville, Virginia, and starting in 16 came to Shenandoah Downs, where we've been now for 9 years. So there's the horsemen have got their own breeders program, which is the result of, or brings us rather, to this big day of champions here to close out the meet. But there's also a certified residency program that encourages out-of-state horses to come in and be raised in Virginia for 6 months, and a brand new stallion program that'll be a sired stakes initiative that'll begin in 2025. So things are really looking up here in Virginia. I think it's one of the few places nationally for both thoroughbreds and standardbreds that things are on the rise in a big way, with lots more growth to come here in the coming years.
Any plans to expand harness racing in Virginia, like maybe race over at Colonial Downs too?
Not a Colonial, Fred, because I think that thoroughbred surface that's down there now, I don't think the Churchill Downs and any of the thoroughbred horsemen want to touch that. You know, that used to be taken up, and then the stone dust harness surface put down, and then the thoroughbred cushion will be put back down after the harness meet. And I think that thoroughbred cushion, everybody wants that to stay for the safety of the horses, and just it's just the way it is this day and age. So, yeah, there's talk about maybe somebody, building a track to complement Shenandoah Downs, but that's been a discussion going on now for years, and, who knows. But with the growth, we'd like to see more racing, of course.
Okay. You're located, Shenandoah Downs is located in Woodstock, Virginia. Where do you draw your attendance from, and what type of handle are you looking at?
Well, the attendance, we're in the valley, in the heart of the Shenandoah Valley, which is starts up at Winchester in the north and goes down to Harrisonburg in the south. So we pretty much draw from that 80-mile range in that just beautiful valley area, especially this time of year with the fall colors. And then handle-wise, we will handle on track. And again, we don't do simulcasting. We're just very old school. It's strictly the live racing product. That's all people can bet. We'll handle between 10 and $16,000, $17,000, $18,000 on track on a given day. And off track wise, the simulcast might be around $70,000, $80,000. So again, we're growing. It's a vibrant scene. If folks haven't been there, it's old school. There are no frills. It's an old 110-year-old grandstand, but the fans are right on top of the action. There's no tarmac or apron where people can sit at patio tables. It is the edge of the seats go right to the edge of the track. So the fans are right there on top of the action. Kind of a cool atmosphere.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Goshen to some degree. And I did some research, and Shenandoah Racetrack has been there since 1887.
Yes. it's generation to generation, and that's what makes it unique with harness fans, to be able to go driving around and see people selling a sulky on their front yard. That's something that I don't see anywhere. So that's it's got its own little niche.
Now, you guys do a tremendous job on marketing. How do you advertise, or do you use social media, newspaper, TV, radio? Or how do you guys market to Shenandoah? Yeah,
I'm really proud of the social media job we do. And if your listeners, you just go to the Shenandoah Downs Facebook page, you can follow intimately the posts that we do. But we're on the other ones as well, Instagram and TikTok and everything else. But it's still it's an old school track, and it's still, to get the audience that we get, kind of an old school marketing program that does include newspaper, which I still enjoy and love and read every day. But with radio and TV and a couple billboards. But social is becoming more of the driver, but we still do a lot of the traditional media, because it just, if you're in the valley in a farming agriculture area, that weekly paper is still your source to everything going on in town.
Now, the Virginia Equine Alliance does a lot of charitable work. Who have you donated to this year, and where do the funds for the donations come from?
Well, we try to spread it around. We want to be partners to every aspect of the horse industry. So we make donations to the steeplechase venues for infrastructure needs to keep them going. We make donations to the point-to-point facilities, again, for infrastructure, because the steeplechase in the spring and the fall is a very important part of the Virginia racing culture here. We also want to tend to take care of the aftercare needs for both thoroughbreds, standardbreds as well. So we donate to different retirement farms in Virginia for both breeds. We just are making a $10,000 donation to the largest standardbred retirement facility here in Palmyra, Saddle Creek. Lori Brown, the owner, is going to be out next weekend for that. But we try to tickle as many different entities as we can and just keep Virginia horse racing and breeding moving forward.
Now, Darrell, Virginia's Governor Glenn Youngkins and his wife Suzanne, she's a big advocate for the horse's well-being and aftercare. What are some of the things that she has done in support of racing and aftercare?
Well, they've hosted 2 or 3 big events at their mansion in downtown Richmond, strictly in support of the horse racing and breeding industries. The First Lady appeared in a TV commercial we did earlier this year, and she is just eloquent and passionate about her love of the horse. And boy, it translates so well. And if your viewers or listeners get a chance, go to the VirginiaHorseRacing.com webpage, because we've got Suzanne Youngkins' commercial there. We do a number of spots that are aired over the state just to bring attention to the importance of the racing industry and the number of jobs it creates, the green space it preserves, and all the good stuff that comes with racing and breeding. So they've done a great job supporting racing, and they're big allies for sure, the First Lady and the Governor.
My last question for you. If you woke up one morning and found out that you were in charge of all of the marketing for the sport of harness racing, what is the first thing that you would do?
Oh, that's a curveball, Freddie. Yeah, I'll tell you, we were fortunate that we're near the James Madison University campus, and they've got a really good football and basketball program. There's a lot of vibrancy there, but the fraternity members have found that harness racing is a great weekend activity, and they come out by the busloads to have a couple libations and bet the horses and just have a grand old time. And there's an energy when they come out here that is, there's nothing like it. That's what people have come here and told me, that there's nothing like this anywhere in racing. And I think as a marketer, I would love to see that replicated at different tracks around the country, because these kids are soon going to have money when they leave college, and they're going to be raising families and can introduce another generation to racing. And it's brought so much energy when they come out to the races here. The horsemen absolutely love it because they fill the place. They're cheering every race. They're intimately involved. They know the drivers. They know the trainers. And it's something for college kids to have that experience. And I don't think we find that. Places like Keeneland, of course, are known for that. But I think for harness racing, probably that would be one of the top priorities, I think.
Yeah, because I've been there and I've seen the college kids there, and they are wild and they are enjoying it, and they're also betting on the horses too.
They are. You can see a difference in the handle when they're there and when they're not there. But I mean, you look at Keeneland that draws 20,000, 30,000 people, and and a lot of it is college kids, and they do a great scholarship program, giving away scholarships, and that kind of culture is what needs to be replicated at tracks around the country.
Yeah. Hey, Darrell, many people that listen to our show are from Northern Virginia and Washington, D.C. Can you tell them how they can attend the races and how they can get there to Shenandoah and what days you race?
Yeah, really, Freddie. Yeah, we're in the northwest part of the state, so we're an hour from D.C. And if you just take I-66 west to Interstate 81 and probably pick that up around Winchester, just drop down south about 30 miles. We're at Interstate 81 at exit 283. It's an hour drive from D.C. I go up for an occasional concert here and there when I'm based in Woodstock, because the proximity is pretty close. On and off travel time, of course. I wouldn't be caught in rush hour, but yeah, it's very close, and it's we get people coming from Jersey. Had somebody from New York last weekend, and just racing fans that want to come down and kind of experience that throwback vibe that we have. It's just not, there's no simulcasting, there's no slot machines, there's no corporate suites, there's no dining rooms that are temperature controlled. It's strictly an outdoor grandstand and the great fall weather and the great scenery that the mountains provide right around us, around the perimeter.
Yeah, when I've been there, I've really enjoyed it. Darrell, I want to thank you for joining us today. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be on our show.
Always enjoy it, Fred, and best to you as always.
Now over to Andy for this week's Keeping Pace Weekly Update.
Thanks, Fred. Yeah, I'm going to continue to cover the attempt by the USDA to impose these no-effect medication rules, these new standards. It's a conversation that the USDA wants to have. Also going to focus a little bit on some of these district meetings at the USDA level where they are evaluating whether to give a more prominent role to an organization that would create other standards. So it's a pretty thick episode of Keeping Pace and Pollock Report, but hopefully folks will read it on Monday. And there's the latest column that's out this past Monday, touches on a lot of those issues as well, and has some feedback on the freehold closing. Back to you, Fred.
Thank you, Andy. The Harness Racing Alumni Show is the #1 harness racing podcast in North America and is listened to worldwide on multiple platforms, including Spreaker, iHeartRadio, USTrots.com, HarnessLink, Google Podcasts, and many others. To our audience, thanks for listening, and please join us again next week.
The Harness Racing Alumni Show